Hi, Saggy. This is your homework family reading for September. Let me hit the bell. No. We already... Thank you. This is the second time I'm making this video. That gives you a little bit of an idea of how much energy I got going on in here for you all right now. Before I get into that, first off, I am going to tell you this is going to be 2 videos, specifically for you because I know the first one took too long and I got a brand new phone and I shoot everything from the phone and I'm still trying to figure it out and I ran out of time, and that's one reason why we're doing it by 2, and then there was something wrong with the video also, and that's probably just something somewhere here I have to correct, and I'll acknowledge it as I'm supposed to. But after that, it is going to be part 1, which is the astrology and the spirit guidance, and then part 2, which I'll probably still give you the spirit guidance, and it'll just be the tarot. So if you only want the tarot, you might want to shut it off right now, and just go over to that video. But with that being said, I'm going to start doing 2 videos a month. I'm not going to do it like the first half of the month and the second half of the month. I am going to start trying to do exactly what I'm doing with this video. And I'm going to be doing, one for the month each for now on, which will be astrology, and one for the month, which will be tarot. But I'm going to try to create a spread specifically for that. This one's not going to have that though. So if you're interested, please come back and subscribe and all of that good stuff. And if you want any of your own private readings, please look at the description box below. This is for September, all Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for Sagittarius. And you guys have a lot going on, at least for the ones I'm channeling. Now, Sagittarius is typically known as a planet of luck. And a planet, not a planet, it's a sign of luck because you're ruled by Jupiter. So you usually have abundance coming at you and you're usually very lucky. But Jupiter can also fill you with whatever you are filling it. And if you're not filling it with proper positive energy, there are times we all go through troubles and toil and strife and trials and tribulations, so to speak. And the reason I say it that way is because the way I'm being given this information, this may be for you, and then it may also be for the cross watcher, because I'm not going to lie, I know we have cross watchers. And it's a warning, more or less, because I'm not really sure if it's you or the cross watcher, or it could just be depending on the situation. But I am being, yeah, I know, I am being given, let me just even figure out how to say it. The way Spirit put it is somebody done gone and went and met their match, and they don't mean it in a love way. They mean it in, standing toe to toe. And it may not have started to show itself yet, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like a fight that's going to break out, but it does mean, Sagittarius, you guys are known for your temper. But what I'm given is like a Cancer and Scorpio temper coming back at you. And I don't even want to say it's a temper. It's just like, I guess you don't know who I am coming back at you. Or you are coming back at them in one form or another. And I don't know which one is in the right and I don't know which one is in the wrong. And it may have to do with each one of you individually, for what it fits your life. Or at least for the ones that I'm channeling, and this is why I'm playing with the selenite ball. Because some of you done went and gone and met your match, and you were about to see eye to eye on that sometime over the month. What Spirit gives me is if you don't go, this tarantula is going to kill you. And the reason that's the exact reason why I am putting that energy to both Cancer, the sign of Cancer, and the sign of Scorpio. Because in honesty, they're the ones that I am seeing that looks more like a spider. And so it's the energy that's coming in, very emotional energy that is you know, kind of like you guys go with the flow very well. You're very flowing, Sagittarius, and this is waters of flowing energy versus the fire. So it's water and fire clashing, more or less, and making each other come into consciousness of each other in the situation. This could be a love situation. It could absolutely be a work environment or other, like, home environment, or just different forms of partnerships. It does not have to be a spouse. And then it could be a twin flame going on the exact opposite side, because twin flames are each other's match. So it could be the twin flames coming together and acknowledging, hey, yo, you know, to each other, and having to put each other in their place to a point. But somebody's met their match here, and you may not notice it until in between that full moon and that new moon. Because, like I said, I'm being given that information about the tarantula. Now, I'm about to show my age, because what Spirit gives me to help me understand this energy, because it could be, it's possible. It could be a Scorpio. It's possible it could be Cancer of significance, or even a Capricorn of significance in this situation, and I'll explain in a second. Because they give me the movie, and like I said, I'm about to show my age. It's a really old movie, Legend. And in the movie Legend, there's a character playing the devil, and they're giving me that devil character. Well, I also know devil in tarot is Capricorn. So this could be dealing with a Capricorn, or it could be simply saying that you're dealing with self-sabotage, or situations of that devilish nature that are coming up and being viewed and actually rising to the surface, so to speak, but maybe you weren't acknowledging it before. However, whoever it is that's doing wrong, what I'm getting from Spirit, whoever it is that's doing whatever it is that's wrong, or is about to set off that button for whichever one it is, really truly doesn't seem to acknowledge that they are setting off that button. Because what Spirit's giving me is another movie, as another really old movie. It's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And in that movie, I think it was Sean Penn. I don't even remember. It's such an old movie. But in that movie, the guy is supposed to be like this doped out, druggy, you know, like surfer. And he's going with the flow. He just don't care. Like, nothing in the world has any kind of responsibility. He has no responsibility to anything. He takes on no responsibility. He does not care about a damn thing. He's just very go with the flow, but at the same time, he's got that very drugged out, like, huh? Like, it went right over his head. Like, you can't do these things. Duh. We don't do these things. You know, and it's like it went right over their head. So what I'm getting is that kind of personality. Like, they seriously have no clue that they are doing such a terrible thing. I feel like whoever this is doing something very sneaky, very sketchy. And they don't even realize the trouble that they're causing, because what I'm getting is from them is that web we weave. And I feel like it's the fire and the water are coming into eye to eye and be like, oh, let me just put you right back in your place. And I don't know which one it is that's doing the right or the wrong. And like I said, it could be for anybody out there, but I am definitely getting venom. So there's going to be a sting, is what I'm getting. And what Spirit says, Spirit gave me this in my eyes, so I had to come and get the card. This is the Two of Swords. What they are saying is they're giving me the Two of Swords, they're giving me an X, and what I hear is X marks the spot, and then they give me a diamond. The diamond stands for our four. Our emotional, our mental, our spiritual, and our physical. If you are out of balance, then you're no good to yourself or anybody else. And what I feel like with this and the diamond and the X marks the spot is, yes, this is going to hit points. Hit points that are going to definitely put things in perspective. But either way, somebody's out of Dodge. Because either way, what I'm getting is like like a like a court card. What I'm getting is like a king or a prince. I feel more like a prince is like jumping on the horse, and it's just like dodging the fuck out of town, you know. And I don't mean it's out of town necessarily running away from a situation. It might be running to the situation. But all I see is like the dust in the air and off and running, you know. So somebody's either getting away with it, or running away, dipping, or they're full on charging into the situation. And what Spirit is saying is you need to find peace, truce, and balance. And step away. Like you said, he's sitting there with his eyes closed in a meditation. Let me pull my shit together before I lose my cheese, you know, and I just lose my ever-loving mind, and pull your 4 back together, because this is telling you to rise above the situation, not to let a bad thing go down, but to rise above it. Because I get the song Hava Nagila, which is what Metatron gives me when he wants me to rise my vibrations. So he's telling me, stop focusing on all of that bad, all of the situation that's gonna hit, and try to focus on, you know, what you do find joy in, what you are happy with, and focus on that and go in that direction. Not walk away and not care. Do what you have to do, but don't let it turn you. Don't let the situation re-steer your manifestation and screw you up, is what I'm being given. With that being said, for this month, up until the 8th of September, we have Othala in the astrology, and it is sacred space. So up until the 8th, you're already being asked, are you acknowledging what is sacred to you? What do you value in life? And you are being given trigger points all month in the astrology that are going to go against that to help you find what that is. But until the 8th, Othala is there trying to help you find it. But let me find it. For you specifically, that Othala fades away and stays all month long as a T-square, and it's coming directly out of your universal 1st house, going down to your universal 4th house, and then going over to the 10th house. And this is why I said that this may not be a spousal relationship. This could be a working environment. This could be friends. This could be, you know, parents, home. It's all over the board. But what it does have to deal with is the rules. Having the proper rules, walls, and boundaries in place. And our joint finances there, joint situations there, joint efforts there. Is it more give or take? Is there a balance? And acknowledging it, because somebody is not balancing right, and somebody is about to be put in their place within the relationship of whatever it is, because they just keep giving me rules. Okay, now on a universal standpoint, Pisces is that universal 12th house. For you, it's the universal 4th house. So it's automatically talking to you about your inner emotional security with your karmic lessons. Okay? Because that 12th house is our secrets in the closet, which is what Pisces typically is. But for you, it's the 4th house, which means it's carrying a little bit of both energies. This is speaking to you about understanding the true roots of who and what you are. Are you getting to the depths and the truth of you? This is also asking you to get right with your karmic lessons so reincarnation can be made. Find the true, authentic self by getting to know yourself and asking who that inner child is. But it's not getting along with your self-awareness. And your self-awareness, your physical body, your personality, your appearance, your view of life, your identity, your image itself. And then it's also not getting along with, which one was it? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That 10th house, which will eventually shift into the 11th house. So it's going to be dealing with your honor, your reputation, the community that is the foundation of your financial success, your financial stability, as well as your foundation of the community in the outer world, your friends, your foes. It's also dealing with larger groups and memberships. And are these things all supporting your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, and your goals? So are the right people in the right places? Are the right rules being placed in these relationships? Because it's definitely dealing with relationships. It's just, is it home relationships? Is it spousal relationships? Spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, or is it outer community? It's going to hit somewhere, obviously. And within those relationships, where are these rules out of balance? Because something is definitely out of balance and it's going to be showing itself. And you have to understand your universal first house has Ceres there with Jupiter. It's not just Jupiter in your universal first house. So this isn't just a regular Jupiter traveling through Sagittarius. You have karma traveling with Jupiter through Sagittarius. So this is why I said we all have our troubles, our tribulations that we have to go through. Troubles, trials, and tribulations. And karma is flying right up behind Jupiter as she's traveling through your universal first house of your physical body, your personality, your appearance, your view of life, your very image, and your identification. This is Ceres, karma is. She speaks to you of the threefold theory. She also speaks to you of what is nurturing and what is lacking. And she's going to be speaking of one or the other. It's supposed to be nurturing who you are. But if you've had situations in the past or past life or in this life, if you were raised with a lot of neglect, this is asking you, have you grown and matured above this? Because Jupiter brings abundance to everything it touches, and it's got karma flying up its ass, okay, as it's going through that identification. So this is asking you, are you really getting true with you? I mean, on all depths. You see what I'm saying? Karma is right there with that energy. So this is being honest, soulful, truthful, and viewing the depths of who and what you are and getting to the authenticness and the bullshit of who you thought you was, but you are not, because you are who you are becoming. And then in that universal fourth house, you have a Lilith there with Neptune. Lilith is the sexual temptress. Okay, so this is speaking to your sacral chakra all the way. This is asking you how you feel about yourself. This is asking you on a sexual energy, how you feel about yourself, as well as sexual energy in general. So bringing that sexual energy into the home. And Lilith is in the dark energy. She's in the back of your mind. She's also that egotistical side. So this could be a little bit of hypocrite within self. On the outer world, I want to be seen as this, and this is who I am, and blah, 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 blah. But then on the other side, I may be a little bit of a hypocrite, and I'm not really acknowledging it. And I say this out here, but yet I'm here doing this. And this is coming into true honesty of self and learning those lessons of self so you can come to a higher acceptance of self. And then it's speaking to that outer community and what that outer community, what are you delivering it? What kind of truth are you delivering it? And what kind of truth are you putting into the partnerships? Because that's what Spirit just said. It has everything to do with courage. Courage within the partnerships and standing up for yourself, as well as knowing yourself, because they're also telling me for you this also has to do with taking on your own responsibilities or just responsibilities in general that are coming from your subconscious. So this is you acknowledging the responsibilities you have within these relationships as well. And like I said, it's all about rules. Now, your universal second house is absolutely not getting along with the 8th house all month long. And your second house is where you have Saturn at. Saturn goes direct this month. And I've been saying all month, Saturn is always about rules, walls, boundaries, limitations, and withholdings. Are these rules, these walls, these boundaries, in the right place? Do they need to be picked up and shifted? Saturn is sitting with the South Node. It's sitting with the South Node. The South Node means you've gotten incredibly good at this area, wherever the South Node is. It's a past life. You've gotten incredibly good at it. But it doesn't serve you in this one. And it's sitting on top of your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. So either you are very egotistically stuck on yourself, or you really are having problems raising your self-worth, your self-value, and your self-esteem. Because with the South Node there, this is saying you've gotten good at it. It didn't say we got good at it for a positive or a negative reason. Just that it don't serve you anymore. So this is acknowledging a truth about yourself and a changing about yourself, about what you value, about valuing yourself, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. And within that very value will also start to change your financial success, because it's also ruled by Venus, that second house is, which talks to you about money and possessions and how you get, create, and spend your money. It's all about value. So in your self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, what do you value? What is the truth of the value there? And it's about to go direct. So it's been speaking to you all this time about what you need to acknowledge. And it's going like this because until the 18th, when it goes direct, it's only talking to you. But once it goes direct, it's going, what was sacred to you about what you valued? Because now I need to know how to project that outwardly and work for you in this direction. So it's going like this until the 18th because it's trying to figure that out. And set a new foundation of your values. Set a new foundation of your self-worth, your self-esteem, as well as how you can create and spend your money. By getting really truthfully into depth of who and what you are and the values of that, and helping to rise you to a newer level. You have the full moon that's taking place on the 14th. That's going to be in Pisces and in Aries. And I do say it in both because it's a void, of course. The day before the full moon and the day of the full moon. It is actually in Pisces until like midday when it shifts into Aries. Now, on a universal standpoint, that's your 12th and your first house. So automatically, it's an end of a cycle and a beginning of a cycle. It's healing and some me first energy. It's the alpha and the beta, the finishing and the beginning. Okay, on your specific level, that full moon on the 14th is taking place on your 4th and 5th house, speaking directly to you about your inner emotional security, coming into your karmic lessons of how it is you create your pursuit of pleasure, and are you doing it in honesty with yourself. This speaks to your children, to your creativity, to your lovers. This speaks to your dating and sex and romance. This speaks to you about the things you enjoy. Are you truly getting a chance to enjoy life and enjoy yourself and enjoy your inner emotional security? Are you opening up and giving that a chance? Are you giving the chance for you to be and enjoy everything you want to enjoy? Nobody said that you have to impress any fucking body. If you enjoy something, then you should be doing it, because that's what you enjoy. It's bringing you happiness. It's bringing you joy. But if it's something that you're doing because you're trying, like some people try to do things like over party so that they don't have to actually deal with things. That's not the same kind of enjoyment. I'm talking about your hobbies. Like if you're into music, are you actually taking the time to be into music? If you're into school, are you really taking the time to get back into school? What is it that you desire? That's what we're after, desire. Or is the desire of the soul that makes life sacred? Is it being met, and is it being brought up to that inner emotional security and being nurtured? That is what's going on at the full moon for you on the 14th, on a Sunday. However, on the 14th, you also have Mercury and Venus moving into Libra. Now, for you, that is your 11th house. So this is speaking right into the sensitivities and the proper communication going on in your honor, your prestige, your your financial situation. It's your financial responsibilities, your social foundation that deals with those outer responsibilities. But it could also be dealing with the community, the larger groups, and the friends. Are these honoring who and what you want to be, more or less? And are the friends and the people in these relationships honoring who and what you want to be? Because Venus moving into this house is bringing sensitivity to the energy. So is Mercury bringing extra communication to the energy. Now in Libra, don't forget you also have Haumea there, which is the collective consciousness, and Make, which is the lotus flower, asking you, are you truly seeing what you're trying to build? Are you able to inspire, to have hope and believe that you can shift this into what you want? Are you starting to actually see it and build it? Which one are you on? Because the collective consciousness is asking you, are you still in the swamp because you haven't bloomed into the lotus flower? Or are you in the process of coming up out of the swamp and blooming? If you're still in the swamp, the question's why? Why are you still holding the same kind of relationships that are keeping you in the swamp? And this has to do with, this is what they're saying, that part is your responsibility to be responsible to your own life and your creation of what you desire to make. Now, you have your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem is not getting along with the rules of the relationships at all. What you view them to be are not truly connecting with what Spirit is saying, is not truly connecting with your honors, your morals, and your spiritual urges properly. This has to do with, again, with the responsibilities within the relationship. And remember that second house of your self-worth, your self-value, and your self-esteem is asking you to reincarnate into who you truly want to be. It's also asking you to find the value of who you truly want to be and actually living up to that, both at home and outside, both soul and ego. Because the South Node is there and there's something you're good at that you're not really allowing the truth to come out. And it's about shifting that out and making those relationships better, is what I'm being given. Then for the second half of the month, you are going to have another T-square that's going to pop up. And that is going to be speaking that same stuff, but it's also going to be speaking that self-worth, that self-value, that self-esteem, what you value with your independence, your individuality, your uniqueness, your freedom. What is it that you haven't been able to heal within that? And it's going to be speaking with the relationships and their responsibilities, but it's also going to be speaking in general with that outer community. So this is all about getting to the hopes, dreams, ambitions, and are they supporting you? Is your desires truly being acknowledged? And are the people in your life ones that support those desires or not? And this is what you need to acknowledge so you have the right people there. On the 23rd, you have the sun, which is moving into Libra, which is into that outer community, starting to illuminate the right people or the wrong people. Then you have on the 28th, you have the new moon, which is saying from the 14th to the 28th, for you to acknowledge what was brought to light, acknowledge what needs to change, what you need to release, what you need to surrender and let go of, and start making the new preparations. I wouldn't say on the 28th, but prepare to start prepping for them after the 28th. And Libra, bringing back to you that collective consciousness. in that outer community. So you're having the right people there. Understand, in October, we have major changes coming in. Also, you have Pluto, which will be going direct. And Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, regeneration. So it is asking you, to make those changes and to get right with that Saturn energy, that South Node energy, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem energy, now. So that when Jupiter goes direct, he can just kind of lay back and chill because he's been in overdrive. You also will have the moon moving into Libra on the 4th of October. So this is, like I said, you still have the energies coming in. There's major changes coming in between now and January. Stay positive and know some of the stuff that's meant to go so that you can get where you want to go. I love you. If you enjoy the readings, please subscribe. Bye, guys.